Corded Books and RB Digital present The Precipice, Existential Risk and the Future of Humanity by Toby Ord, narrated by the author.
To the 100 billion people before us who fashioned our civilization, to the 7 billion now alive whose actions may determine its fate, to the trillions to come whose existence lies in the balance. Part 1. The Stakes. Introduction. If all goes well, human history is just beginning. Humanity is about 200,000 years old, but the Earth will remain habitable for hundreds of millions more, enough time for millions of future generations, enough to end disease, poverty, and injustice forever, enough to create heights of flourishing unimaginable today. And if we could learn to reach out further into the cosmos, we could have more time yet, trillions of years, to explore billions of worlds. Such a lifespan places present-day humanity in its earliest infancy. A vast and extraordinary adulthood awaits. Our view of this potential is easily obscured. The latest scandal draws our outrage, the latest tragedy our sympathy. Time and space shrink. We forget the scale of the story in which we take part. But there are moments when we remember, when our vision shifts and our priorities realign. We see a species precariously close to self-destruction, with a future of immense promise hanging in the balance. And which way that balance tips becomes our most urgent public concern. This book argues that safeguarding humanity's future is the defining challenge of our time. For we stand at a crucial moment in the history of our species. Fueled by technological progress, our power has grown so great that for the first time in humanity's long history, we have the capacity to destroy ourselves, severing our entire future and everything we could become. Yet humanity's wisdom has grown only falteringly, if at all, and lags dangerously behind. Humanity lacks the maturity, coordination, and foresight necessary to avoid making mistakes from which we could never recover. As the gap between our power and our wisdom grows, our future is subject to an ever-increasing level of risk. This situation is unsustainable, so over the next few centuries, humanity will be tested. It will either act decisively to protect itself and its long-term potential, or, in all likelihood, this will be lost forever. To survive these challenges and secure our future, we must act now, managing the risks of today, averting those of tomorrow, and becoming the kind of society that will never pose such risks to itself again. It is only in the last century that humanity's power to threaten its entire future became apparent. One of the most harrowing episodes has just recently come to light. On Saturday, 27th of October, 1962, a single officer on a Soviet submarine almost started a nuclear war. His name was Valentin Savitsky. He was captain of the submarine B-59, one of 4 submarines the Soviet Union had sent to support its military operations in Cuba. Each was armed with a secret weapon, a nuclear torpedo with explosive power comparable to the Hiroshima bomb. It was the height of the Cuban Missile Crisis. 2 weeks earlier, US aerial reconnaissance had produced photographic evidence that the Soviet Union was installing nuclear missiles in Cuba, from which they could strike directly at the mainland United States. In response, the US blockaded the seas around Cuba, drew up plans for an invasion, and brought its nuclear forces to the unprecedented alert level of DEFCON 2, next step to nuclear war. On that Saturday, one of the blockading US warships detected Savitsky's submarine and attempted to force it to the surface by dropping low-explosive depth charges as warning shots. The submarine had been hiding deep underwater for days. It was out of radio contact, so the crew did not know whether war had already broken out. Conditions on board were extremely bad. It was built for the Arctic, and its ventilator had broken in the tropical water. The heat inside was unbearable, ranging from 45 degrees Celsius near the torpedo tubes to 60 degrees in the engine room. Carbon dioxide had built up to dangerous concentrations, and crew members had begun to fall unconscious. Depth charges were exploding right next to the hull. One of the crew later recalled, It felt like you were sitting in a metal barrel which somebody is constantly blasting with a sledgehammer. Increasingly desperate, Captain Savitsky ordered his crew to prepare their secret weapon. Maybe the war has already started up there while we are doing somersaults here.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.